The Warriors now down 2-1. Plus, the status of the two of their top players still up in the air. Klay Thompson out last night with that hamstring strain, but Steve Kerr says he does expect Klay to play tomorrow in Game 4. Kevin Durant missed his 8th straight game with a calf strain. He tells the Undefeated he'll know more today about his status for Game 4, maybe a little scrimmage with the Warriors staff. Last night, Draymond Green talked about the Warriors' plethora of injuries. Take a listen.
We didn't go in this game thinking we're not going to play Klay or Kevin or Loon or anybody else, and we're just going to get this game away. They play well, but no one cared that guys are hurt. Everybody want to see us lose. So I'm sure people are happy they're hurt. We just got to continue to battle and win the next game, go back to Toronto, win Game 5, come back to Oracle, win Game 6, and then celebrate. Fun times ahead.
Those would be fun times for the Warriors if it plays out that way. But, Shannon, how much trouble are the Warriors in?
They're not in trouble yet, especially if Klay can come back and he can play. The question is, Skip, if he comes back, how well will he play, and then how long can he play? It's one thing to come back out there and he comes out there and he's out there for 3 or 4 minutes and that hamstring is grabbing on him and he goes to the bench, because then they're back in the same situation that they started Game 3 in. But if he can come back and he can give them, say, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and he can be his normal Klay, because that's what they need. I mean, even with only one guy that can really hurt you shooting the basketball, Steph Curry was still able to score, get off 14 threes, make 6, score 47 points. Now you add another guy that's just as deadly, that opens the offense up even more. So they're not in trouble yet. Toronto is not out of the woods, but I think for their sake, they need to try to shorten this series, because the longer it goes, the greater chance that Kevin Durant's going to heal up and maybe get 1 game, maybe even 2 games in, Skip. So for them, they need to just you know what? Let's just go ahead and throw all our guns against this team right now, because we need to try to end this thing in 5. When we go back to Toronto, we need to make sure we can end it on our home court. We don't want to have to board the plane and come back clear across country again, but they can still win this series, Skip. Toronto, excuse me. The Warriors can still win this series. I picked them in 6 because of what they represent. They're not going to go down without a fight. You hear them always talk about their DNA. They're champions for a reason. There's a reason why they got here. Now, they're undermanned without KD, but I still believe if Klay can come back and he can give them 30, 35 minutes and he can beat Klay, they'll win Game 4.
You still got them in 6?
Man, go ahead.
It's
not my turn. I don't want to talk. You told me not to talk. It's your turn.
Oh, but I gave the floor back.
No, I don't want to talk now.
Yeah, we got no answer, which means we don't got 6. So I'm here to point out that Las Vegas says the Warriors are still a 5.5-point favorite.
Vegas must be like giving money away lately.
They just have too much respect for the nucleus of this team, and that's with or without KD, and maybe with or without Klay Thompson. Still 5.5 as we speak. So, first of all, I'm here to say I believe Golden State will win Friday night with or without Klay Thompson and with or without Kevin Durant. I just believe they'll do it. What you just said, heart of champion, 3-ring pride, suck it up, guts it out. It'll be do or die. Again, they'll make shots that they didn't make last night. Maybe Steph will make more threes. Draymond will play bigger. DeMarcus Cousins will play better. Quinn Cook will have to make 3 threes.
You expect, but not to cut you off, Skip, but you expect Boogie to play better on this short turnaround? We thought this would be his best game because he had 4 days in between.
Okay, remember, it was 1-1 going into last night, so it wasn't desperate yet. Now it feels desperate.
Oh, yeah.
Now it feels like, we got 1 home game before we have to go back to their house, right?
Yes.
So you would get a desperate reaction from that whole squad. And I don't know, maybe Jonas Jerebko will have, score 18 points. You're going to have to get role players at home having magical runs, the way we've seen some of the Raptors have runs. So I got them with or without. So now, what do I think? Look, nobody knows for sure how long Klay or KD would last if they try to play. That's the key question. They might both try, but for how long?
Because
Okay, I don't know.
And if either re-injures or re-injures an injury they already have, it's done. You're done now. So there is no miraculous Willis Reed coming out there for Game 7.
All right.
If you injure this, it's over.
Okay. So Klay Thompson had never missed a playoff game until last night. And again, they said before the game he was pushing hard to play. He wanted to go because he thought he could guts it up and tough it out and get through. Probably have to drag his leg a lot, but that he thought he could survive. Steve Kerr thought it's going to be a long series. I didn't even want to risk losing me. He said, I'd never forgive myself if he re-pulled it or tore it and then was gone for the rest of what could be a long series because you would do yourself in. It would be pay me now instead of paying me way later, right? Okay, so I think Klay will go, and I think he'll be pretty to very good, and I think he'll last through the rest of the series. That's an educated guess, knowing his backbone, his temperament, knowing his history. He just never missed a playoff game. What was it, 118?
120, right?
120, yeah, whatever, 120 playoff games. Never missed one.
Right.
Okay, I don't think he's going to miss Friday night, and I don't think he's going to miss Game 5 back in Toronto. I think he'll keep going. Durant, I just don't have a good feeling about it. I just don't.
Maybe it's my TV, but it seems like when I see him, he's limping the same as he did when I saw him the very first time. Am I missing something? Do they know something we don't? Because I think they're shooting us a lot of bull jibes.
Maybe it's
he's close. And, you know, when he does this right here, he's been circling the whack. Man, stop. I mean, I see KD, he moving like me early in the morning. Take me a while to get up, Skip. I set the alarm clock at 3. Yeah, take me a while to get moving around. Yeah,
I set mine at 2, and I just jump out of it.
Well, I'm glad you just jumped.
I don't know what
I got 26 years of these bumps and bruises.
That commercial we shot, that was real, man. That was, remember the alarm goes off? I look at Zeke's picture, and I just dive out of bed. I'm already dressed. I'm ready to go. I'm in my workout.
How many guys you think played 14 years in the NFL just spring right out of bed?
Well, you should be.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, it's okay. This show does that to you after a while.
This show does that to you?
Okay.
Okay.
I will say this. If Kevin Durant does have a miraculous recovery, you want to talk about catbird seat. What if is it possible that Kevin Durant could still win Finals MVP? What if he scores 35 and then 35 and then 40? And
let's just say for the sake of argument, to appease you, they're down 3-1. KD comes back 5, 6, and 7. He averages 33, 7, and 8.
It's over.
How do you not give it to him?
He's in a really good spot.
Yes.
Boy, he's blessed right now. If he could get healthy, he's in a great spot. So here's my issue with their team. If Kevin does come back for Friday night and DeMarcus is still in the starting lineup, the chemistry issues are staggering to me. How do you just flip the switch and say, "Oh, let's do this"? Whose turn is it? Is it your turn or my turn? I don't know.
Because KD and Boogie hadn't played together since middle of April. KD hadn't played in almost 5 weeks. So now you got to integrate. It took a while for it to blend to begin with. And so now you're trying to re-blend it all over. But Skip, the thing is that I don't know. And look, I can count on Van Fleet. He's going to give me somewhere between 10 and 15 points, Skip. I can count on that. Set my watch by it. Serge Ibaka played huge. Now, a couple of those blocks were goaltending, but that's not.
They hit the backboard. They did.
I don't, you know, and not to go too far, Skip, I thought the refs had a very bad game last night. They missed some calls. Steph Curry had the ball like he was and-one tour right in front of Scott Foster.
You mean the big...
Yeah, Skip, the dude was right there in front of you, and how you not call that?
I don't know. It's the NBA.
And then Kawhi Leonard did not charge on Draymond. Draymond was in the restricted area. You know that was an and-one, right, Skip? Can I get you to say that was an and-one?
I thought it was a charge.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Skip. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. But I still do not believe this Warriors team is in trouble. If Klay can give them anything, if he can give them 30 to 35 minutes, Skip, they'll win Game 4.
Okay. If Klay can play at, let's say, 80% from here on out, they're going to win in 7, just as I said. I still don't trust number 2 at home in Game 7. Oh, really? He's hurt. You know, I'm glad you brought that up because we're about to give him a letter grade. I was going to ask you, again, just eye testing. He looked really good last night.
No, he didn't.
He looked completely healthy. Did he not look explosive to you?
Nope. Nope.
Well, how about that block charge that you just talked about? Was he not? He was moving on that play. How does he move?
He got one on Jordan Bell, though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, again, he did. He just blew right around Jordan, who's a pretty quick big man, right?
Flushed it on him and won.
He flushed on him and won. And how could you do that if you're crippled?
Pick and choose.
You're crippled. How can you do it when you're crippled?
You see how you
need a wheelchair. I don't know.
Why you over-exaggerate?
Well, because you do.
No, I don't.
You built in the injury excuse, and now you don't want to use it because you know it's not existing.
No, we get ready to talk about Kawhi.
It was a fabrication.
We get ready to talk about Kawhi. I'm saving it.
Let's.
To your point about chemistry, Skip, no practice for the Warriors today, probably just a video session.
Yep.
KD still hasn't done any 3-on-3 or 5-on-5, so he might do that with some of the Warriors staff today.
And
But
maybe
there-
some G League players.
Yeah,
I don't know,
there
coaches in G League. I don't know.
Yeah.
Really no time
Okay.
with that team.
That's going to prepare him for the Raptors.
Yeah, that'll get you ready.
Maybe Nick Nurse and his assistants will
Maybe
be
they'll
out there
play.
on Friday night.
That would be
Moving
good.
on. Just